Michael on here. I'm feeling a little bit better, Michael. My voice is a little bit hoarse tonight, so it's about what's going on this week. But otherwise, I'm doing okay. I was out and about today, trying to do 10,000 steps, and I did about 6,000, I think. So I did pretty good today. Let's see who else we got on here. See if we can get some more people on here now that we're up and going. Let's see. But yeah, it's been a busy week this week. Going to the doctors and everything and getting checked out because I just got over pneumonia, as most of you guys know. Um, but how you doing, Michael? How's things going with you? Any flus or anything? Let's see. We got 5 people, 4 thumbs up already, and let's see if we can get some people on here talking more. Let's see. But let's see. We got Sinfuls on here. That's good. Okay. And Sinfuls is the moderator. Michael's the moderator. We got 17 people. We're getting up there now. Maybe get some people on here chatting now. But yeah, this week here I was able to get out 3, count them 3, videos in a row. Ozzy from Miami is on here. See who else we got on here. We got 17 people on here. 7 thumbs up. Let's see if we can get some people on here chatting now and get some questions on here and stuff. And also I did 2 days up at the PRA, the Philippine Retirement Authority, this week, helping people come into the country. Peter King, hello from Pittsburgh. Sinful says he visited Taiwan for a few days. I was impressed. I heard Taiwan's nice, but I don't know if I'd want to be sitting there too long with everything that's going on with China. Let's see. Michael Sawyer says hello from Oklahoma. Glad to hear you're doing better. Yeah, my voice is just a little hoarse, but I do feel better today as far as my pneumonia and the flu. I'm starting to get my strength back down a little bit. I'm still getting the sciatica, obviously, but in the morning I can't walk, so that's been like that for quite a while. Giovanni Cipriani, hey boss, how you feeling? Voice is a little hoarse, but I'm getting better. As far as the pneumonia and everything, Michael says no flu here. Not only did I get my flu shot, I gave Oseltamivir stockpiled to hit the first sign of symptoms. Yeah, I went and got the Z-Pack. As soon as I had any symptoms of pneumonia, she gave me the Z-Pack right away. She said she could hear some, popping in my lungs and stuff, so she gave it to me right away. And let's see, we got Jeff Morello from Antipolo. We got 21 people, 23 people, 8 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. Michael L says, have Osel Timavir, not gave. Damn phone keyboard. Let's see, Edward Perenboom says, hi from Texas. Stay safe, stay healthy. Glad you're well enough to do your podcast. Yeah, we're probably gonna do about an hour. We might do an hour and a half. We'll see how my voice is doing. As you can see, I'm a little bit hoarse, but we'll answer all the questions and stuff. So let's see, we got 25 people on here. Let's shoot some questions. We can talk about any subject you guys want to talk about, really. Steve P, hope you stay safe and well. Thanks, Steve. Rolando Cavazo says, I just got on. Hope you get better. Thank you for helping me last week. No problem, Rolando. Heading to Davao on the 20th. So we got Aussie 411. Can't wait for my trip to PH in December. I'll be heading to Cebu and Mindanao. We actually had a really good time up at the PRA, at the Philippine Retirement Authority, the other day. And a lot of you guys don't know this. We help people come into the country for free. We help them get their visas and everything. And I met 2 other guys up at the PRA on Monday, and while I was there with one of the other guys, and they actually rode with us to the bank and also to do their medical. And unfortunately, the guy that I was with was renting the van. Otherwise, we would have drove them back. But I mean, it's the guy's van, and but we did get to take them and meet these guys, and they're really nice guys. We meet a lot of nice people at the PRA. It's kind of interesting always there, watching people and watching what's going on there, and kind of interesting. But for you guys that are out there that are thinking about doing a retirement visa, try to get in touch with me at steven5975 at yahoo.com, and we'll help you do it for free. We there's agencies out there that charge $1,000 or $2,000. We don't charge a nickel. The lady that we work with gets paid by the Philippine Retirement Authority, so it's just a big help to you guys. And I don't charge a nickel to go with you. The only thing we charge for is the $70 for the ride. and we're still saving you $1,000 to $2,000. So that considered, you're really not paying very much. That $70 is minor for the ride, and I don't make a nickel off of that. That just the driver does. Simple says, so I got home from the U.S. this morning at 1 a.m. I went to the U.S. and in 7 weeks I took 14 airline flights and covered 24,000 miles. I don't want to see a plane anytime soon. I don't blame you. After that, wow, 24,000 miles. That's like a trip around the world. As these Sinful's got my email address up there, Steven5975 @yahoo.com for you guys that need to get in touch. You guys are going to have to bear with my voice a little bit. Aussie411 says, I would be very interested in health insurance, but that's good to know. Aussie411, if you're looking for health insurance, you can go on Messenger, and you can look up Michael Onstad. It's Onstad. Contact Michael. He does all insurances, by the way. Almost every single insurance you can think of, he does. So you can contact him if you are interested in health insurance. That's the man to get in touch with. Michael Onstad. Onstad. It's D at the end. Onstad. Okay? And he's a really nice guy, and he works with all our guys. Tell him Steve sent you. Doug Gilmore says, hi, Steve. I bought my tickets Wednesday. I'm coming to run the Baguio Marathon in March, and I'm staying 2 months for an exploratory trip. It's a round-trip ticket, but if I like it, I may just stay. See, if you come here and you need any help or anything with anything, or if you want to get your visa, your retirement visa, let me know, Doug. I can help you with that. If you want to talk about it in advance, just get in touch with me at that email address that we have up above. Ricky Fuller says, hello, Mr. Steve. How you doing, Ricky? Doug Gilmore says, flying from Silo, it's by Colombia. It must have been misspelled. But anyways, let's see. Giovanni Cipriani says, Sinful's, you racking up those frequent flyer miles. I'm sure he's got a lot of them. Sinful's also put down Michael Onstad's name. Michael's actually on here tonight. So for you guys out there looking, that's Mike. Michael's on here right now. He says, hello, buddy. How you doing, Michael? Good to see you on here tonight. That's good. We were just talking about you. Sinful says, Giovanni Cipriani, yes. Glenda Vargas is on here. Glenda's one of my best friends and a good person, too. Glenda says, Tony says hi. Tell Tony I said hi. Actually, me and Tony just talked a few minutes ago. Tony has been sick this week, and he thinks he might have had a mini stroke or something like that. He's getting ready to come home, and he's coming back. A lot of stories about health this week. And so we got 41 people on here right now, 18 thumbs up. But I want to talk a little bit about this because we're kind of at a standstill here till we get more people talking. But I want to get onto this health thing. I've noticed that a lot of people are coming over here, and they're getting sick over here, and you really want to be careful about illnesses over here and make sure that you have some sort of insurance or you have money to back you up over here. So be very careful. That Michael says, I'm an official at the PRA. And Michael, he works through the PRA also. I told him to go there, and actually he's an official at the PRA as far as helping people get insurance too, guys. So that's a good thing to know. So we're 44 and 23 thumbs up. But if you guys need insurance, Michael's the man to go to. He does 10% of all of Pacific Cross insurance. I believe that's correct, right, Michael? He does about 10% of all their insurance, and he takes care of us. He also worked with them on one of their recent policies, and this is a good thing to know for you guys looking for insurance, is that he changed the policy to make it better, cheaper, and better for us, and we actually get more for less. So that says a lot about Michael, that he does work with the company to try to get the expats better insurance too. So I want to state that out there for you guys. And Michael's been on a lot of different vlogs also talking. He's talked on Geo's and a few others too. He hasn't talked on mine, but we talk about him quite often. We usually don't do too many interviews, but maybe sometime in the future we'll do an interview with Michael Onstad. And Michael's a phenomenal guy, and he also goes to our dinners quite a lot too. And our next dinner, for you guys that are wondering, is actually on Thanksgiving. Okay, Thanksgiving we're doing a dinner. So let's see, Geo62 says, hey, Stephen, hope you feel better. Definitely will reach out to you soon. Question today, What bank can I do deposit here and withdraw there? Um, I tell people to get State Department Federal Credit Union if you're gonna be an expat, um, or have a credit union. Some of the banks are giving people problems over here when they find out that you live over here. So just FYI on that GO62. Okay, and Giovanni Cipriani says at Michael Onset, way to go. Yeah, Michael's the best. Ricky Fuller, we are hoping to come see next. You provided I can get there by my truck. If you are getting a cold all the time, change your shirts every time you get soaked from sweating. It helps. You know, Ricky, it's funny that you mention that because at night, that's actually what gave me the pneumonia probably. As during the flu, I was getting soaking wet at night. It probably caused the pneumonia that I got over here. And also the AC doesn't help, but when you shut off the AC, you die in the heat. So you know it's kind of like good and bad. You know what I mean? You shut off the AC and then you sweat to death because of all the humidity here. It's just part of life in the Philippines, I guess. See, there you go. Have a nice day, says Michael Anstad. That's Michael Onstad with a O. Okay, I'll be there reaching out soon. I'll be there end of February. Yes, also, Michael will tell you the same thing that I'm about to tell you is that when you buy insurance over here, the first year that you have insurance over here basically is basic coverage. They're trying to weed out any pre-existing conditions, and they won't cover you for certain things. But if you get a flu and you get put into the hospital or pneumonia, they'll cover stuff like that. But let's say you get something like diabetes during that time, they will not cover that. Let's see, there you go. Have a nice day. Says, let's see, well, you just the same thing. But I want to state that about the insurance, and I'm sure Michael would say the same thing about that. Lolo's log says, anyone in your group use Google Fi for the U.S. phone? Yes, there are some people. We have 250 people in our group that have joined our group, and some of them go to the dinner, some of them don't, and some just want to use us for information and stuff. And anybody can call me for information. You really don't have to be part of our group to get information. Everybody knows that. You can join us on here at any given time. Let's see, says my number still works, but after 2 months in PI, they are shutting down data due to international usage. Maybe T-Mobile is better. T-Mobile is good for getting certain things sent to you, but they'll shut you down after like 6 months. I heard too, if you stay here on a permanent basis. I have Magic app. And Magic app will send phone calls to me, but they will not send text to me. So it depends on the bank that you have. If they'll call you, usually Magic app will work. Let's see. Michael Onset says the waiting period is now only 30 days. So that has changed then, guys. So that's actually great news. John Sarkis says, if you never heard it mentioned, do the larger cities have libraries? I've never heard of any libraries here, to be honest with you. I know that some places do have them. I know for sure that they do, but I'm not sure which ones have them. I've seen libraries here, but most people don't have libraries because of of the computer now. I think most of the cities, even in the United States, some of them have closed down libraries. There's still some do have libraries, but I heard of some U.S. libraries shutting down too. But over here, I haven't seen that many libraries. I've seen one or two, and that's it. There you go. Have a nice day. Says, I thought pre-existing conditions changed to 90 days. Well, Michael said it's 30 days now, so that's definitely changed. Rolando Cavazzo says, we are scheduled to meet with Mary on the 23rd at the PRA for processing my SRV. I booked a hotel within walking distance of the PRA. Perhaps we can meet if time permits. Yeah, you can always give me a yell on my email at Steven5975 Rolando at yahoo.com. Okay. Let's see, Sinfuls. He's got. Let's see. I'm not sure what he put up. They put up something on there. That is the libraries in the Manila area. So there you go. He has the thing there for all the libraries in the Manila area. There you go. Have a nice day. 30 days is great. He says. Michael L says libraries do exist in major cities in the Philippines. Yeah, I've never seen many libraries around here, to be honest. Even in Tracy Materas, I don't even know if they have one. I've never seen it. But they might have one maybe in the city hall or something. Who knows? Sinful says there are 10 showing must-sees in Manila. Interesting. Let's see. And then Zeddy Lamphere says, hey man, I always enjoy your conversations. I wonder why some other vloggers that have been in the Philippines for 5+ years are now giving negative outlooks. Is it getting more dangerous? I wouldn't say it's getting more dangerous here, but things are changing here, and I don't see it changing in a positive way. I think it's like that throughout the world, though. I still love the Philippines. Don't get me wrong. The other day, actually it was today. I was looking at some thermoses. They're really expensive, popular thermoses here, and it was for a 32-ounce thermos. I think it was like 749 pesos. But in the United States, it was $60. It says 59.99. It had the U.S. price on there. That's a major difference. It's a major difference in prices, and it just shows that these companies, they gouge you in the United States. You know, they're really gouging Americans because they have the extra money, I guess, or they figure that you have the extra money. And over here we're paying 2/3 less. It's kind of amazing that we're getting gouged like that in the U.S., but in the Philippines we save that money. You know, let's see. Ricky Fuller says I pay $65 a month, and T-Mobile has never given me a problem, and I've been here 11 months. Yeah, some people they give problems to, and they've cut them off in the past, and maybe they've stopped that policy. But I know that some people were getting cut off after 6 months, Ricky. So it does happen. You know, it's if you don't use it often, they probably don't know if you're in the States or in the Philippines. Michael might have to do with data too. Michael L says a lot of material on the pre-colonial civilization is available there. Sifl says I just spent 2 months in the U.S. I couldn't wait to get back here to the Philippines. Yeah, a lot of people are saying that have gone back. That as soon as they get there, they want to come back, and it's kind of interesting because everybody I've talked to has said that as soon as they get back, they miss the Philippines. You know, and I felt that way even back in the '80s though. When I went back, I wanted to come back here. Giovanni says, "Got to run here in Florida. Got a lot to do Monday on VA spine surgery on L3 and L4. Have a great day, everyone. Take care, Giovanni. I hope you feel well. I know what it is to have back problems. I'm suffering right now. There you go. Have a nice day." Says I changed to T-Mobile because of their international packages. They do have good international packages. Sinful says Giovanni Cipriani. Good luck with that. Michael L says I missed the warmth of the archipelago. We'll be back in December. See, Tom Pear is on board. Good to see you on here, Tom. Always miss you, man. You know, it's good to see you back on here tonight. Howdy. Are you homesick or just or just sick? Being on the road for 6 months, missed the live streams. I've been sick for the past 8 months, really, between the sciatica and you know, that sciatica has been really brutal for the past 8 months. And then I've had court issues going on with you know, and some things which I'm keeping on a personal level. I'm not going to put that out here, what it was about, but it was pretty brutal too. And also, you know, I've been sick with pneumonia, and I had the flu first, and it turned into pneumonia. And it takes about a month to get over this flu, and then the pneumonia probably might even make it longer now, which I'm not looking forward to. But I'm feeling better today. Today's like the first day that my voice is still gone, as you can see. 007 The Matrix. Hey Steve, how bad is the flu spreading over there? Just saw your vlog. It in this town here, it spread really rapidly, and everybody was getting it. Even my doctor says she sees a lot of people there, and she wanted to hand out some vitamin C to people that don't have a lot of money, and I gave her some 2 boxes of 100 each of vitamin C to hand out to people. I also gave her metformin to hand out to people because people can't afford it. So I handed her a bunch of that too. And she said the flu has been really bad, and you could see everybody in the waiting room was coughing. Everybody. And I talked to one of the guys today that was in the hospital. He said the guy next to him was coughing really bad while he was in the emergency room too. So there's a lot of pneumonia, flu going on. We've had people all in this neighborhood all sick. Everybody was sick. Everybody in my house, my girlfriend has had it. You know, it's just been it hasn't been good. So let's see here. Kyle says, "Hi Steve, it's been a long time. I have AT&T, works great. AT&T's okay too, but T-Mobile has always been the best over here. Tom Piss says, "Wow, did you have your AC cleaned and sprayed with Lysol to kill germs in the home?" Um, I just had a new AC put in, Tom, not too long ago, and it's pretty clean. It has like copper on there and silver or something on the thing to kill the germs. I also have a UV light filter that all the air in the house goes through. And it has a HEPA filter on there and a charcoal filter. So I actually have that right over here, And let's see, there you go. Have a nice day. Says, I'll be reaching out to you for a list of docs for SRRV. I need to start all that. My first 2 ballot buying boxes arrived Manila yesterday. There you go. Have a nice day. You might want to contact Mary Rose. She's on Messenger under Mary Rose Sales, SALES, Baranda with a B. Mary Rose Sales Baranda. Okay, and you can talk to her about the list of docs that you need, because I'm not. I know what docs most people need. I don't know if you were in the military or not. She'll tell you exactly what you need, and I can help you with the other stuff. If you want to contact me, just contact me at Steven5975 at yahoo.com, and I'll give you my phone number. If you're in the U.S., just ask me for my U.S. number. If you're in the Philippines, ask me for my Philippine number. Rolando Cavazzo says, my fiance is in Davao and they are getting hit with the flu there as well. It's been brutal. And I heard that people were taking it to other islands, which is not good. They're flying on planes, and you know the way it is. People travel all over the Philippines all the time, and they're taking it with them. So it's spreading. And it's spreading bad. Michael S. says, influenza is all over Luzon. I know people from Manila to Isabela. They have had it, or they have it or had it recently, and that's true. It's like everybody has had it this year, and I had the flu shot, and I also had the pneumonia shot, and I got both of them. So it'll tell you it's a really, really strong, bad strain, as you can see in my voice right now. Haydn in the Philippines. We'll be there in January for 3 months. Second trip for me. I miss the kind people most of all. And Scott Baird says, hi, Stephen. Was it an inverter AC? Yes. You save a lot of money with AC. Yes, definitely. Let's see, Sinful's got up my email address. So if you guys ever need to contact me, just ask me for my phone number if you need it. I'll explain to you what to do if you need to do the SRRV. I'm going to do another video also, guys, within the next few days on SRRV retirement visas. So if you guys are looking to do that, we are going to do another video on that. I know I do a lot of them, but it seems to help people, because this week here we had probably like 7 people total. I was able to help 2 plus 2 others that I met there a little bit, and we all got to talk and make new friends and everything like that. But I mean, I think a lot of people out there are looking to come over here, especially ex-military, but even people that aren't ex-military are doing it. And we help everybody, whether military or not. We don't care. Michael L. says, that flu and pneumonia shot probably saved your life. It probably would have hit you far worse without the vaccines. I was thinking that also, Michael, that that if I didn't have the flu shot and pneumonia shot, I probably would have been dead. Because I had my father kind of adopted this guy into the family, and he became like a brother, and his name was Michael, also Michael J. O'Sullivan, and he got pneumonia and he died from pneumonia. So I know how serious pneumonia is. It can be really bad. There you go. Have a nice day. I got the flu and pneumonia shot. Would that work there? Your flu shot, if you're in the United States, is different than the flu shots here. Remember that. I'm not sure about the pneumonia shot. I can't speak for that, whether it's different or not. I would imagine it's probably the same. Sinful says, so when I was in Taiwan airport, I was roaming around and found a Lego store. I bought a big kit for a Ford GT40 and a smaller kit. The pricing was very good, which was shocking. Yeah, like I was talking about earlier, I bought that thermos there, and the thermos was like less than 1,000 pesos. Okay, but if you bought it said the U.S. price was $59.99, so it's 2/3 less. It's incredible, the pricing, the price gouging that goes on in the United States, and that's what it is. It's gouging, Because if they can sell it over here for that price, and what's a cargo ship going to cost full of, a couple things full of thermoses, and they sell them in the States for $60. That's ludicrous. So it was 64 and 34 thumbs up. Thank you guys. Mike Lauersdorf says, "Get well soon, everyone that's dealing with the flu." Yeah, it's God bless you, man. If you get the flu, because you're gonna need it, because you get it for a good solid week to 10 days, and it's brutal, and then afterwards it takes a long time to heal and get better and get your strength back. It whips the strength out of you. You lose all your strength when you get this strain of flu, and it's really, really bad. And I can't state that enough. If you get the flu over here, go get a Z-Pack right away. Go to your doctor and get some zithromycin. And that's what helped shake it out of me, both that and the pneumonia. Because it happened so fast, and I was just laying in bed here for the whole month. And it's bad enough with the sciatica, but I had that too, you know. John Bergeron, we had a bad cold about a month ago. It was hard to shake. That's another thing too, is that a lot of people have been claiming also about a bad cold here too. That was I forgot to mention that actually. Maybe I did mention it, but there's also a cold going around here, and everybody's complaining that it's very hard to shake. That was the first thing that went around, and I was lucky that I didn't get the cold, but all of a sudden I got this other stuff, and it was terrible. Sinful says the kit was what half of what it was in the Philippines. That's a pretty good deal. And Sinful says, let's hit the thumbs up, folks, please. Thanks, Sinfuls. RLV says PH third quarter GDP 5.9% up from second quarter 4.3%. There you go. Have a nice day. He says, I got the COVID about a month ago. The flu and pneumonia shot probably saved my life. It didn't move down to my chest. Yeah, see, mine moved into my chest, and my doctor heard the popping, and that's when she said, we're putting you on a Z-Pack, you got pneumonia, which I was very grateful for, because I've had pneumonia. This is my 9th time now. Sinful says, well, at least being sick while retired, you don't have to work. That's true. But I like to keep my days productive. John Sarkis says, gouging literally and figuratively. How about razor blades? They cost a fortune in the U.S. I have to imagine they are much cheaper there. Razor blades are pretty cheap over here, I think. I never have a problem. I know. Actually, I did see some that were from Gillette the other day that I thought was a little bit expensive for over here. But then I was thinking, probably in the United States, they're probably triple that cost now. And when I think about like what they're charging for the thermoses, that's outrageous to pay $60 for a 40-ounce thermos. In the United States, and then over here it's less than $20. And they go on sale sometimes too. Michael L says, John, I picked up Balisong many years ago for a few hundred peso in Isabela in the States. It would run $200. Intel Land says razors are $12 for a $1.99 dual blade in the US. That's not too bad, actually. If that's probably like at a dollar store or something, though, I would imagine, for 12 of them, or generic brand. And the generic brands most of the time are just as good as the regular brands. I mean, I find anyway. I do like to get a nice razor because some of the other ones do cut better and everything. RLV says, if you're landing in Manila airport, use Grab or use the yellow metered taxis. Avoid the white ones. Most are scammers. It's true. The Grab is really good, and they're getting much better. Tom Pearce says, when cell phones came out, they wanted the same price for service in the PI as they do in the USA. They figured out most other countries cannot afford $150 a month for a phone, same as with thermoses. You know something? A lot of people don't know this, but cell phones over here, except for Apple, are really, really cheap over here. And they're decent cell phones. And you can't, in the United States, there's not many cheap cell phones. But over here, you can get cell phones really cheap. And they're halfway decent. They're not bad. I'm an Apple person myself. I mean, I got my Apple right here, and I'm on Apple right now with my iPad. And I'll tell you, I swear by Apple. I like Apple. I don't have many problems with Apple, and Apple has saved me quite a few times with some of their features. As the Intel Land says, buy the razors in the commissary in the U.S. I mean, I can get them here at some of the like the cheap it's almost like a dollar store over here. They're Japanese stores. And I can get them for really, really cheap for a couple dollars. I don't think I can get 12 though for $1.99, for which would be 100 pesos. Let's see. Sinful says high end Androids are still expensive here. Yes, they are. Some of them. You can still get some good prices on some of the phones over here though. Let's see. Sinful says I bought a new S23 Ultra well in the U.S. ROV says for SIM cards use Smart or Globe Network. Don't use Dito. I agree. Sorry guys. And Doug Gilmore says, does anyone know if there are any issues importing prescription drugs into the Philippines? Yes. Yes. You may want to check into which ones you can bring in, okay? If they're opioid type drugs, you cannot bring them in, or you should at least check on that. I'm 99% sure you cannot take opioids in here. So don't take them in unless you know for sure. Let's see, he says, I'm in Colombia and it's a fraction of the cost to get my meds from India. I don't have a problem here. But and here, tramadol is like the biggest drug you could get here now. You know, VA doesn't even give out tramadol now over here. You can get tramadol at the as a prescription at the regular drugstores here, but most of the opioids are impossible to get. Michael also says Gillette Mach 3 are expensive, probably about $1 a piece. That's not that bad though, Michael. A buck a piece, I don't think that's bad. I'll pay $1 for a good razor. Scott in the World as I see it says, I just bought an iPhone 15 Pro Max, 1 terabyte, $15.99. Yeah, for the iPhones, man, the prices are getting so exorbitant now. It's almost ridiculous, and I'm tempted to switch to something else or just get the not stay away from the pros and stuff like that and get the cheaper ones. The problem is I use the cameras and stuff like that on those, to do a lot of my videos. Scott in the World as I see it says in the U.S. Let's see. Michael L says one cannot bring in opioids. Oh, yes, you're correct. And amphetamines without your doctor RX and a medical statement from your doctor. I'm not even sure if you can take opioids in here at all, Michael. From what I understand, I could be wrong on that, but that's what I've been told. I've never really looked it up, but I know people have a hard time, getting opioids in here. You gotta be really careful. Rattel says I heard amphetamine-based drugs are illegal in the Philippines. That's probably true, because I know that you can't. When I asked the doctors in here about getting anything, opioids or anything like that, which I would only use on a bad day, and back home my doctor would give me 3 per month, and that's it for bad days with the sciatica. And over here I can't even get that. Beethoven, I guess it's a take on Beethoven. You can take opioids in, but maximum 30-day supply. And only with a doctor letter prescription, of course. Okay, I mean, if I'm not 100, like I said, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I know you'll have a really hard time getting them over here. Doug Gilmore says my meds are for high blood pressure, cholesterol, no narcotics. You can get it. That's not an issue. Sinful says I use an electric razor. That's what I use. I use an electric razor and a regular razor, depending on the day. And to replace the blade assembly is like $35 and lasts me over a year. See, I actually bought. I have a nice razor here. If I wish I could see it to show you. Otherwise, maybe next time I'll show it on here. I bought a little electric razor. It's kind of nice. Let's see. Kyle Deadman says I have my cancer cancer meds shipped over through FedEx as long as the doctor's prescription is included, all coming from the VA. That's good. Sinful says at Rattel, yes, when I was packing to come back, I had to take pseudoephedrine from baggage to be safe. Not that it would have been mad at Custom, just waved us out the door. Yeah, Customs here is pretty lax, and they just kind of wave you through. Tom Pierce says Beethoven is correct on that comment about the RX. That's good to know, Tom. So I guess you can take them in here at 30-day supply, but you're going to have a damn hard time getting them once you get in here. Because like I said, tramadol is from talking to my doctor, tramadol is about the hardest meds you can get. But yet I had another doctor tell me that you can go see a pain specialist and you might be able to get stronger meds off them. But he said might. So I'm not sure, So I'd like to find out more about that. I'll actually be seeing my doctor on December 15th. And I'm going to be talking to her about seeing a pain specialist. So I will probably know more about that pretty soon. So we will have some more information hopefully on that. I'm going to talk to her a lot. Michael L says, I would avoid the cheap Chinese phones like Oppo and Realtime. I prefer Google Pixel phones for their unlocked bootloaders and customizability. There you go. Have a nice day. Says, my doctor hooked me up with antibiotics, stomach meds, anti-inflammatory, antibiotics, skin cream. All the healthcare companies have international doctor consultants for vaccines you need. It's good to have. There you go. Have a nice day. It says that it's talking about all the stuff. It's actually good to have that if you can have it from your doctor back home. They'll let you in with it to have a good supply of meds, because sometimes it's out of stock over here all the time. They're going to tell you they're out of stock all the time when you're here. And I've had problems finding antibiotics in the Philippines quite a lot, and they prescribe them to you, and then you have to go to like 6 or 7 different places before you find some, and then they might have 6 of them, and then you have to kind of piece together your prescription. So be aware of that, guys, when you're coming over here. You may want to have some antibiotics, especially skin cream, like he's mentioning. That's a good thing to have, especially over here. Skin problems over here are huge, and I've had my share. Trust me, and I did a video on that, because skin problems are huge. A little cut can turn into some sepsis or cellulitis. John Bergeron says, my iPhone blew up a few years ago, and I replaced it with an Oppo phone, and it's not bad, and it's about half the price of an iPhone. Yeah, I mean, I don't knock the other phones. I just like having my iPhone because I have an iMac and I have the iPad and everything. Let's see, we got 69 people, 42 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. ROV says, expect bad road traffic in Metro Manila now in the Burr months. I would agree with that. Because you get a lot of, even the malls now are starting to get packed more. Restaurants are getting packed more. I noticed that in this past week that it's been very, very busy on the Manila streets this week, and I noticed that the malls are getting more packed because people are out doing their Christmas shopping. Michael L says, at John, your Oppo has a locked bootloader, a skin OS overlay, Android and bloatware installed. The radio software is also substandard. Yeah, Oppo is kind of funny. I know some people like them. I'm not a big fan of any of the Asian phones over here. That's why I stick with the iPhone. There you go. Have a nice day. My doctor recommended a Japanese encephalitis vaccine upon arrival. Not so crazy. John says, hi, Steve. How you doing, Not so crazy, John? Good to see you on here tonight. Welcome aboard. See, we're up to 72 and 44 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Intel Land says, Manila traffic is always bad. Let's see. 007 The Matrix says, pro tip, if you're going to get the Android phones over there, buy the high-end flagship models from the brand. It's still going to be 1/3 the price of the expensive brands with same specs. There you go. Have a nice day. Says also rabies also. I don't know if I'd get a rabies shot. I'd be really careful of dogs over here is what I would be. Beethoven says the law concerning controlled substances for travelers is under the Dangerous Drugs Board Resolution number 1, Section 35 for those interested. Thank you, sir. It's good to have, so somebody can look it up if they want to. I will have some more knowledge on that, hopefully, like I said, in December or January. I'm going to see my doctor, and I'm going to find out more. She'll probably send me to another pain doctor, or she's going to send me to a hospital that does FMP, and I will get an operation on my back. But one thing or another, I need to get my back fixed. So that's just something I need to deal with. But let's see, we're 74, 75, and 45 thumbs up. See, let's get some more chat on here, guys, and get rolling here. But I want to say this while we're on here talking tonight is that since I'm feeling better, the channel is going to start getting more normalized, and I've been kind of lacking on videos, and we're going to start getting some more videos out, and maybe I can do some walk-in videos too. I know some people have been asking about that. ROV says Phil Lambs are sending Balak Bayan boxes to the PH for their December vacation. Sinful says I bought 400 packs of Alka-Seltza. Severe cold nighttime. LOL. That stuff works great for me to sleep at night with a cold. That's pretty. He was telling me that earlier. It's like 400 packs. That's a lot. That's enough for like a whole family of 30. You know, that's 400 packs. Wow. I don't even know if they sell Alka-Seltzer over here. Do they, Sinfuls? Let's see. We're 73.47. Thanks, guys. I'm not sure if they even. I've never seen Alka-Seltzer here before. Not that I've looked for it, but I've looked around the places to see what they have. It'd be interesting. I know they have something similar to Alka-Seltzer, which my girlfriend was giving me the other day that my doctor prescribed that you throw in the water, but it tastes horrible. It tastes like bad lemon. It's just really bad. And then my girlfriend's been giving me calamansi juice, and I hate that stuff. I like lemon, but calamansi juice I just don't like. You know, Sinfuls, they sell, but only the standard type, not the night severe cold. That's what I'd like to get, is some of the night severe cold, or get something similar to that. Anders says, hello, Pop Travel has a nice video about Malmo, Sweden, your hometown. Yeah, Malmo, Sweden is where my family came from, you know. And I actually still have family over there, quite a lot of family, and a lot of my relatives are buried over there. And my niece lives over in Stockholm, and she's over there now. And also my niece's child lives over there, and I always watch them on Facebook. It's kind of interesting watching. Razzie Cat says, just went through severe cold this past week too. The Alka-Seltzer did work for me. Took zinc every day, shortened the duration. You know, I took zinc. I took copper. Um, I've been taking all kinds of stuff to try to get vitamin C and everything, and nothing would knock it out of me on this one. I'm telling you, it's a really brutal flu and pneumonia too, and cold if you get the cold. There you go. Have a nice day. I have a lot of airborne to keep the immune system strong. I do see airborne over here for sale in some places. Let's see. He says it works great on the immune system and works great on colds. RLV says Alka-Seltzer stopped selling here in the 2000s. Yeah, that's probably why. Miles R. Steven, I just sent you a message. God bless. Happy Veterans Day. All right, Miles, I'll probably check that out probably tomorrow, because I'll have some time tomorrow to check my emails. I haven't been checking my emails that much. Michael L. says airborne is worthless. Yeah, I never had much luck with the airborne either back in the States, and I've taken that stuff before. But let's see. Tom Pierce says, too bad you cannot get some real good Carolina moonshine. That would knock it out. There we go. Remember, Tom, you must be familiar with this. Old Smoky. I think they call it Old Smoky moonshine. Have you heard of that before? And I'm not a drinker, so don't get me wrong. I'm not a drinker at all. I'll have a pina colada or a beer once in a while, but I'm not a drinker. But I remember a friend buying some of that for a friend of mine, and let me tell you something. It would knock anything out of you. It was funny watching him, having that issue. He was sick or something like that. He took that moonshine. He says, "Man, it'll knock anything out of you." But I remember him on that, and he got drunk as a skunk too. Sinful says, I used to use emergency and mix it with energy drink. Hello, that was good. Michael L says, they make calamansi wine, which is delicious. There you go. Have a nice day. Says it's worthless with people that are in bad physical shape. We got 62 people, 47 thumbs up. I actually had somebody trying to call me. I'll have to call them back after. We'll probably do about 15 more minutes, guys, tonight. Let's see. 15. We might go further. We'll see. See, there you go. Have a nice day. Let's see. We already read that one. Tom Pierce says, yes, Old Smoky is good for store-bought. Yes, Old Smoky is one of the first moonshines, I think, that started coming out legally. I think there might have been a few others down south, but up north, Old Smoky was the first one that showed up. And there was I remember there was a liquor store down the street, and I wanted to buy it to give out as gifts. I wouldn't drink it myself. But the cider one, apple cider one, I think it was, and then the cherry one, kind of interested me. I was almost tempted to have a drink, but I'm just not, I always worry about my liver, and I had a friend of mine die from, cirrhosis of the liver from drinking, and he wasn't a big drinker, and he had cirrhosis of the liver. But anyway, I used to buy that Old Smoky for gifts and stuff, and I used to take it to Belize with me. I had one of them break open on the way over to the island when they threw my luggage on the boat, and it all went through all my clothes and stuff like that. I had to send all my clothes out to get them washed. See, we got 67 people, 50 thumbs up. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And Tom Pierce says, mine comes in a quart jar that says Ball Mason. Let's see. Yeah, you got the regular Mason jars then. You got the real stuff. But they have quart jars too, I believe. They have the pretty good size one, and they have little tiny ones that they come out with too. And the tiny ones were kind of interesting to give as gifts, and that's what I bought. I think the tiny ones came out around Christmas time, and then the rest of the year you had the regular ones. I'm not sure if they were a quart though. They might have been. Can't recall. Intelland says VA here was giving free drinks on Veterans Day. Free alcoholic drinks? That's interesting if there were. Kind of interesting. Yeah, Veterans Day. I miss Veterans Day back home and having the free meals. If you guys remember, you could go to like Applebee's and get a free meal for lunch or whatever on that day. And a lot of the other places you get free breakfasts. Michael says, I get a complete metabolic panel every 6 months, so I monitor alanine aminotransferase closely. I need to start doing, I mean, I should probably go into the VA more often and get checked for a lot more things lately, the way my liver was going. Because that was another thing, the problem I had was my creatinine was getting extremely high, and it suddenly dropped down. My doctor put me on these yellow pills, and it lowered it. And it's within the normal range right now, but she says she wants to watch it now because she's put me back on some meds. But even that medicine that you recommended, Michael, that tizanidine, I couldn't take it because it raises creatinine levels. Miles R, that is fine. Good to see you, brother. Well, get some rest. Old Smoky at Walmart. Oh, that's interesting. They sell it at Walmart. Razzie Cat says, it was good to see you on the upswing. Appreciate the newer videos. And how you doing? Thanks, Razzie Cat. I appreciate it. I got to get my numbers back up, and I know when you slow down, you usually lose a few people. My numbers are still going up, but your views go down a little bit, and it takes like about a month to get back to normal, and I'm hoping we can get those people back. We get, our channel tends to get a lot of new people because they're looking to get their SRRV visas and stuff like that and learn new things. We have 1,400 videos, and a lot of our older videos for you new guys out there cover about all the things for new guys to come in here. And some of the older guys, usually when they get all settled in here, they start watching somebody else, because we try to help more the new people, and they'll watch for like a few months when they get over here, and then once they get settled, they're all set, which I understand. It's part of being an info channel for newbies over here. Tom Pierce says, I took some empty vodka bottles and filled them with my homemade and took it to China back in 2008. Lucky I did not get caught. My Chinese brother-in-law loved it. Let's see, Kyle Deadman says, Gafanessin works really well. 4 days later feel better, but you need to take it 3 times a day. Michael L says, can use cyclobenzaprine instead of tizanidine then. I think I was taking that already. I'm not sure if, I think I had some sort of problem with it, if I remember, Michael. I've gone through so many of those different types of meds, those like the tizanidine, the baclofen. Some of them, they cause eye problems for me. Tom Pierce says, they make rice moonshine that is stout, and you could get some of that and crawl under the covers and sweat it out of you. There we go. Intel Land says, yes, mixed drinks and beer there, just cases, soft drinks for the children. That was cool. Renee Jimenez, let's see, Intel Land says, message retracted. See, Renee Jimenez, it's a numbers game. There you go. Have a nice day. If you're over 50, shingles vaccine is good but expensive. I can probably get that for free through the VA. I've actually been thinking about getting a shingles vaccine. Michael L says cyclobenzaprine is also known as Flexeril. Actually, I have not taken that, Michael. I have not taken that. Okay, now that you mentioned that it's Flexeril, I don't think I have anyway. Maybe something with a similar sounding name or something. Maybe it was Flexeril. I got to check into that and ask my doctor now, because we were actually talking about Flexeril, going on Flexeril. I'm going to talk to her about that on the 15th, but I don't know if Flexeril is safe. I know even though it might be good for you, okay for your kidney and your liver, some of these other medicines like cancer causing or whatever, I gotta look up more on that and find out more. I haven't had a chance to look it up yet, but Flexo was one of the things on my list of changing to. Um, Sinful says I haven't done shingles yet. I'm thinking about actually doing that. Rolando Cavazzo says there is nothing better than taking natural home remedies. That's what I take for the most part. For you guys out there that have back problems, and I wanted to show this. This stuff here, it's called PAU, POW. Okay, I spray it on my leg, and let me tell you something that does miracles for people that have sciatica or back issues, and it makes it turn like an icy cold, and it tingles, and it makes your leg feel better, and you can walk. It's one of the few things that actually it's better than medicine, the internal medicine, and it actually does help me to start functioning in the morning, and it does help me to get rolling in most cases and some days. It's like 50-50. 50% of the time it'll get me rolling, and sometimes it won't. But if it's not a bad day, it gets me rolling. Um, let's see. Intelland says, sorry, not VA. That was VFW. Okay. I was going to say the VAs, that sounds strange that they'd be handing out mixed drinks. So good you corrected that. I was kind of like, why would the VA be giving out mixed drinks? That doesn't sound like them. Beer and soft drinks for others. Okay. Thanks, Intelland, for correcting that. K9 Companion says, good morning and evening all. I didn't think the VA would be handing it out because it's a government facility. And you can't have alcohol in there. That's what I was saying to myself. Well, Manila's really, getting loose, fast and loose over there. K9 Companion, good morning and evening all. Telling us says shingles vaccine free at VA. I will check into that on the 15th and get that. Michael L says, Rolando, natural does not always mean good. Remember, lead and mercury are natural. I think most of the medicine is, provided you don't get them from China, are pretty safe. Canine Companion, yes, I got my shots at the VA. Michael S is the best peer-reviewed medicine. Okay, that's good to know, Michael. I'll do some more research on it and check into it. See, I was going to try to see if I have any of my meds here. I also take homeopathic medicine. You know what they put me on the other day is sodium bicarbonate for my kidneys. I got it right here, the sodium bicarbonate. And I think that's what cleared up the creatinine levels, actually, was that and the fact that I went off all meds. But that helped clear up my kidneys, I think. It actually made my kidneys feel better, too. So, see, we're coming up to 52 minutes, 62 people, 55 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. Let's get some more chat on here. But, yeah, this week here, we're going to have some more videos, a lot more SRRV stuff coming out. Michael says he's not a fan of homeopathic, allopathic all the way. Homeopathic we get for free here. I do anyway. I can get all those I want for free off a friend of mine. And I'm grateful that I get them off of her because I find it does help me sometimes. Not all the time. RLV says, Steve, POW is very local, used by majority of the masses. I love POW. POW is a phenomenal, very strong medicine. It's like Bengay, but it's stronger. Rolando Cavazzo says if you added powdered turmeric to whatever you are rubbing, the creams you're using, it'll do wonders for you. I usually take turmeric internally. I know turmeric's good all around. I take cayenne on my skin also sometimes to heat up my leg or something if I'm having problems with cold in my leg or whatever. Radar says I used orthopedic specialist once that none of the muscles relaxants worked, just put you to sleep. She said, we know. Muscle relaxants don't put me to sleep. The baclofen that I was taking actually helped me get functioning in the morning. And now that I'm having the problems with the kidney, I have to be careful of anything that changes your creatinine levels. So anything that says anything about creatine levels or kidney issues, I stay off of. Tom Pierce says, you may have a large audience today, but it seems you have some real loyal friends and subscribers. Yeah, we've been really lucky, Tom. I mean, guys, like we have you, and we have many other people that are very loyal subscribers, and I'm very thankful for that. They watch every day, whether it's a good video or not. And I know I'm not probably not the best vlogger out there, but I mean, I try to put out the best stuff I can. I think that helps also, and I do some due diligence and look up what I have to look up. I'm not always 100%, but I think I'm probably 99% right on most of the stuff that I put out there. Renee Jimenez says, "Do they have a fentanyl problem like the states?" No, no, not over here. I've They have people on drugs up in Manila, but it's not like back in the states. I came from the heroin capital of the world, probably in Lawrence, Massachusetts. They did a movie called Lawtown. I think you can get it on Vimeo. It's called Lawtown. It's all about Lawrence, Massachusetts, and I actually know some of the people in that video, and I know almost all of them because I used to work in a parking lot on weekends doing security work, and it was quite interesting because I got to know a lot of the fentanyl and heroin users, and they're not terrible people. It's just that they have that drug problem. But most of those people are actually dead now, unfortunately. And I have a friend of mine back there that actually worked in that video, and I'm he's really up on that stuff. He's really a good guy. Tommy Duggan is his name. He's a really close friend of mine, and he runs a really nice newspaper back there. He's the editor and owner. Jimbo L says, sodium bicarb. I used to use it to brush my teeth. Of course, it helps my stomach upset from too much coffee, and of course, it's dirt cheap. It's funny. Sodium bicarbonate. I also take just FYI here. It's kind of funny. Um, I talked to my doctor actually about taking vinegar and water, and putting a tablespoon of vinegar in my water and drinking that to help kick this flu out of me and clear up my lungs a little bit, which it has helped. But I told her, we have to be careful about taking the sodium bicarbonate and the vinegar at the same time, or I'll be like a high school volcano science project, you know. And I've made that mistake one time of taking them at the same time, and trust me, it's not fun. It really I remember taking it and really bothered my stomach for about a half an hour. Sinful says, Renee Jimenez certainly do. And then Renee Jimenez says, thank you, Sinfuls. K9 Companion says, I put cinnamon which controls blood pressure. Yes, it does. And it's also good for blood clots. And turmeric in my oatmeal each morning. I cook the old-fashioned type. Tom's Away says, shingles vaccine is 2 doses. 2 to 6 months between doses. I'll have to look into that more. Sinful says, Renee Jimenez, interesting. Watch is Painkillers on next Netflix. Radar says, sounds like you were acidic if sodium bicarbonate helped your kidneys. Sodium bicarbonate actually cleans out your kidneys and is a really good at soothing kidneys and cleaning them out, and just it cures kidney issues. You may want to look up about that because it's really, really good for your kidneys. And at our age, our kidneys are very, very important. And I can't stress that enough because I've seen so many people in the Philippines that go on dialysis. And I'm not sure what it is that makes so many people over here go on dialysis, but there's a lot of dialysis places around here. And it seems like some of them are on almost every corner. When I ride down the street, I see a lot of these kidney dialysis centers. And just be careful with your kidneys because it creeps up on you. And once it creeps up on you, it's hard to get it back. And I was lucky enough to get my kidneys back to normal. Michael L says, muscle relaxes, NSAIDs, and tramadol enable me to move like I am still 20. The tramadol helps me a little. It helps me get going. I use that in place now of the muscle relaxers and stuff, because of the creatinine issues. Let's see. Sinful says, Renee Jimenez, I understand that. Yes, here not as bad. Anders says, my method for health is walking and fasting. I thought he was gonna say waking and fasting. Yeah, I walked 6,000 steps today. I usually try to do 10. I wasn't really feeling up to it today, but I was doing good today. I was actually walking around, and I went and got a salad and a sub, and I got 4 meatballs at Subway. But I had a salad. I had a salad the day before too on Friday. Sinful says, thought you were asking in the U.S. Let's see. K9 Companion. I also take a supplement, milk thistle. Milk thistle is also good for the liver and kidneys. Yes, due to cholesterol medicine requirement. Tom Piss says, your old videos are still like an info library and easy to search about any subject needed to move and start life in the Philippines, and you should write that on your intro page. I probably should. You know, my older videos really are a wealth of knowledge for people, and they really are. I mean, I look back at those, and it's probably my best stuff. It really, really is, because I remember putting those out, and I put a lot of heart into those videos. They really are good videos for coming over here. You're right, Tom. And I do put out there that, you know, you guys really should be watching the older videos sometimes, and I do refresh them once in a while, but I know it bores the guys that have been with me for a while, so I try not to do it too much, but I do try to put those out once in a while to refresh them. I am going to do that with the SRRV again, even though we do that every 6 months. I probably will go back to some of the other older videos and refresh some of those too. Radar says in the PH, you need to eat and take moringa. I actually take some of that stuff. I've taken moringa. The trees are everywhere, and miracle superfood. Yes, as is soursop and a lot of the other foods over here. Ampalaya is also good for sugar. There's mangosteen, which is really good also. Mango leaves are good. There's a lot of different stuff over here that's really, really healthy for you. And the herbs over here are way different than the herbs in the US, by the way. And you really need to relearn your herbs when you come to the Philippines in Asia. Here you go. Have a nice day. Says Ohio just passed recreational marijuana Tuesday. Just want they need sad. Let's see. Sinful says here just meth is widespread. Shabu shabu. Yes, but not. I don't even think it's that bad. I don't see that many people on it. Piero, and back in my town, I used to see it a lot. Piero Guiano says, I am new barangay in Cebu, now trying to adapt. Got a small place for 7K pesos for the moment, can stay till April 2024. Welcome aboard, man. Good to see you on here. Coyote says, let's go. Sinful says, so coming through the airport, I did Balikbayan visa as I had my wife with me. Just go through the foreign passport line with your wife and marriage certificate. It was easy, good for 1 year. Let's see. Philip Maisie says, hey, Steve, where is the best place around Manila to meet nice Filipinas? You know, Philip, almost every place in the Philippines is really a good place to meet Filipinas. You know, walking to the mall, everywhere. I mean, I met my girlfriend. She's my physical therapist, you know, and that's how I met my girlfriend. And we've been together now for, you know, over 2 months. And I'm glad that I met her. I mean, I got to know her a little bit before. And that's what made me attracted to her, was that I actually got to meet her and got to know her. And then we hit it off really good. We actually hit it off before, and she was hinting about getting together. But I was going through some stuff at the time, and I told her to wait. I didn't want to drag her into my problems, and then, you know, those things went away slowly, and now we're together, and it's worked out quite well. John Bergeron says, my daughter passed away 4 years ago. Sorry to hear that. From Xanax pill she got from a friend that was laced with fentanyl. She was only 32. Sorry to hear that, John. RLV says, Steve, you might want to try malunggay. I take that. I take it. Soup with papaya to boost your immune system. I take malunggay in a capsule form. I take mangosteen too. Tom Pear, gotta run. Tom, thanks for joining us tonight. Try to meet us on here next week. I'll try to be on here next week. Guys, if I'm not on here next week, it's probably because I went away or something like that, or I wasn't feeling well. But most of the time we are on here. I would say more than 50% of the time we're on here on Saturdays. If I'm not on here, just come on here another time. You'll probably catch me. Sinful says, John Bergeron, so sorry to hear that. Sinful says, I had a friend, his son got in a motorcycle accident. He didn't have health insurance. So a friend gave him a pain pill that was laced. Let's see, Kyle Dedman says, sodium bicarbonate, tartaric acid. Citric acid, sodium citrate is good for the kidneys. Yes. I have stage 4 CKD, really helps. Douglas Robinson says, fasting and 5 miles of walking a day have kept me healthy here in Nagas City. Kyle Dedman, tastes like lemon. John Bergeron, they will not close the borders, Sinfuls. Sinful says, John Bergeron, of course not, and they are complicit in the deaths. Philip Messi says, I pray and hope that the Philippines never legalize any drugs. I believe many countries will look back and discover it was a huge mistake. I mean, Thailand has legalized marijuana. I grew up in Massachusetts, and I seen it in Massachusetts first, and I think it's really done a lot of damage to people. Overall, I mean, I know people will disagree with me, and you have that right to, we have the right to disagree with each other. But I mean, I will say this. Um, it does good for people that have pain, but it does bad for people that can get addicted to drugs quickly. They say marijuana is not addictive. I believe that it does get addicted. I've seen people get addicted to it. So, I mean, I've seen a guy, a good friend of mine, so all he did was smoke pot 24/7. And it was really sad to see that. And it takes a toll on you after a while. I seen another guy die of cancer, lung cancer, probably from marijuana, because that's all he smoked. You know, um, Wayne says, I love you. I hope you get well. I love your videos. Sounds like you may have someone new in your life. I hope so. Yes, I do. Thank God. I'm still dealing a little bit with some of the other stuff, but I mean, it's almost over now. Thomas Parker says, do you have any suggestions on travel health insurance, or should I just wait until I'm there and get health insurance? They are planning on SRV retirement in the long run. Tom, let me answer that. Okay, I would contact Michael Onstad. He is on here tonight, actually. Michael Onstad is on Messenger. It's ONSTAD, Onstad. Okay, contact him and he can talk to you about everything insurance. He'll teach you the ins and outs. And if you do the SRV, you can also get Phil Health. But I would still recommend getting Pacific Cross Insurance from Michael Onstad. Okay, K9 Companion is on board and he says, hopefully the Philippines will legalize divorce. I do agree with that, K9, 100%. I wish they would. It would make life a lot easier, as long as it's cheaper than annulments. Okay, I'll say that. If it's the same as annulments, it doesn't matter. Michael L says THC kills one's cognitive abilities. I believe that. I've seen that, Michael. People just don't function as well or as fast or anything on marijuana. They just don't. And people can argue with that till they're blue in the face, and they're not going to change my mind. Sinfuls, when I was in the U.S., my eye doctor told me I had glaucoma and told my wife I needed to smoke weed, LOL. That did not go over well. Of course, it was a joke. Sinfuls says, Michael Onstad. That's correct. That's the way you spell it. So if you guys are looking, just look at Sinfuls, the way you spelled the name there, and you can contact Michael if you're looking for any type of insurance. Even car insurance, I think he sells now. He sells everything. Maybe even life insurance. Possibly even rental insurance and home insurance. I'm not sure. He sells a lot of different products now. RLV says PH will never legalize any form of drugs. We will fight against it. I agree that they probably will not do that, at least not for the next 10 or 20 years, I don't think. And I don't think, a lot of people say, well, they're going to follow Thailand. No, they won't. They follow the Philippines. The Philippines is a different bird than Thailand. Don't think that because Thailand does something, the Philippines will do it. They don't. Yes, they'll watch them for stuff like COVID and stuff like that, or the way they do some of their retirement stuff or whatever. They'll watch visas and stuff like that, and they might follow it, they might not. But the Philippines is definitely their own bird, and they think on their own. And I think people like that about the Philippines, to be honest with you. So we got 57 people, 65 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Sinful says, yes, he does auto insurance. Renee Jimenez says, I'm blind as a bat. Will weed help? Yeah, there we go. Probably not. Sinful says, Renee Jimenez from glaucoma. K9 Companion says, I had knee surgery 4 months ago, and I was in pain before the surgery. The doctor gave me an injection that worked in like 30 seconds. I asked what was that, and he said fentanyl, and I freaked. I think I would have freaked too if it was fentanyl. I'm very scared about that stuff after hearing about it. I know if you even touch a little bit of it, you can die. You can die from that. Let's see. I'll stay on here for a few more minutes if we can get some more stuff on here, some more chat on here. We're at the very end here. If you guys want to keep on talking, we got 58 people on here. See, Michael L says any Southeast Asian nation that was colonized will never legalize drugs. Look up how the Brits carved up China in the 19th century through opium. Sinful says, I don't do pain drugs. Let's see. Herman Hartness says, getting a good... Hold on a second. Let me just touch this so we get some light here. It's my computer, by the way. I'm using for light. Herman says, getting a good hold on my diabetes and circulation for my legs and skin before taking a trip over there for a 30 to 90 day visit. See how I manage and how I like it in the Philippines. RLV says, so many Philippine families were destroyed because of the very dangerous drugs. You know, RLV, before Duterte, there was a lot of people in Manila on drugs. After Duterte, there was almost no drugs on the streets up in Manila. You didn't see that many people that were on drugs. Very few. There was a few around the Trump Towers up there that I would see that were regulars up there, and I knew that they were on something, probably Shabu or something like that. They were very poor people too, and they had kids and everything too, which I kind of felt bad for them. And when I was staying there, I used to bring them some food, and the lady used to thank me, but she was on drugs. It was obvious that she was on drugs, and so wasn't her husband, maybe even the kids. I'm not sure. Anthony Thompson says, good morning from Dallas, Texas. Good to hear. And they lived in a little shack, by the way. Hear the spark in your voice. A new love is medicine for the life. As for marijuana, I believe it affects the muscle over a period of time. Probably does. Thank you, Anthony, for that. And yes, it is good to, you know, have a really good girlfriend and, you know, have a new love in your life, you know. And my girlfriend's a really, really nice person. And I'm very thankful for having her in my life because she's a really wonderful addition to my life. And I mean that in every way, shape, and form. It's a big change for sure. Jimbo L. saw the effects of marijuana on people when I was 18 years old. It steals ambition. And Renee Jimenez says, marriage causes a lot of pain. It does, especially over here, because you cannot get, you know, the divorce. And a lot of people are forced to... We were just talking about this the other day. The Catholic Church probably causes more people to sin with the no divorce stuff over here, because they're the ones who push on the country to not do the divorce law. And I think that's going to change. I think people are changing their thoughts on that now. I think it causes more people to live in sin, to be honest with you, because a lot of people over here they don't get the annulments. I know a lot of people that are over here and they're living with other people, but they're still married to somebody else. It's kind of sad, actually. Philip Massey says, I'm actually not in favor of legalizing divorce either. It will lead to more couples giving up too early. I believe it will cause more harm than help for the country. I disagree with you respectfully, Philip, only because usually when people break up, they break up and they move apart and they never get back together. I've seen very few people ever get back together, if any at all. Sinful's Philip Massey, it just can't be for the simple terms, more like long-term abandonment or abuse. Yes, I agree, Sinfuls. I mean, that's where it comes in. Long-term abandonment, and that's the biggest one over here. The guys just leave and never show back up again, or abuse their woman too. Herman Hartness says, Steve, are prescription drugs hard to find, like blood thinners or blood pressure medicines? You want to know something, Herman? A lot of medicines are hard to get over here sometimes, depending on where you live. I've looked for prescription drugs after getting a prescription and had to go to 6 different places sometimes, and sometimes I find it immediately. It really depends on the day and, you know, stuff like that. Mercury Drug and Watson, sometimes they're out of a lot of stuff too. Regular drugs that should be easy to find. One of the things that they're never out of is like metformin, vitamin C, things like that. But some of the things like probably blood thinners and blood pressure medicines, they're pretty common. No problems there. I'm not sure about blood thinners. I've never had problems with trying to find Losartan. Always get it every time. Razzie Cat says, we're happy and inspired that you were able to find such a good girl and help her now. My girl is substantial in my life now because she has helped me with my sciatica in a big way. And she's just a really good girl. You know, I couldn't ask for a better woman. And she's close to my age, and she looks a lot younger, which is amazing. And she's also best friends with my best friend, who is a girl. It just happens to be a girl who and her name is Glenda, and Glenda is a very good friend of mine, and I'm glad that Susan is friends with her also, because it makes a big difference. Because some of the people over here are jealous, and Glenda is a substantial friend of mine and will always be a friend of mine. Mike says, hello everyone. Alton Cooper, I've been fighting this herniated disc for 2 years. So bad I'm in a wheelchair. Finally, they let me have some gabapentin. I was on gabapentin for a while, but it messes with my eyes. And now I'm back up with at least a walker. So with one hydrocodone, one CE. Alton Cooper, Celebrex, and one GAC. I'm probably going to go in and get some, like a hydrocortisone shot or something like that. I'm going to talk to my doctor, but I think it's cortisone shot, and see if that helps. I did talk to somebody about that. They said they got 6 shots, and it was good for 6 months for sciatica, and then it started coming back again. So RLV says literally drug transactions was done in front of my house, but now because of President Duterte, no more. So that's the good thing about President Duterte. I wasn't happy with him overall, but that was a thing that he did do that you can give him credit for. I like our new president a lot better. Thomas Parker, my wife, passed away 3 years ago. I'm sorry to hear that. From breast and lung cancer. She smoked marijuana from 15 till the day she went into a coma at 65 years old. Alton Cooper says, gabapentin, I can walk again. Canine Companion says, my back and sciatica improves as I walk. I have the same thing, Canine Companion, but I start out in the morning with sciatica no matter what. And as I walk through the day, my sciatica improves. But I got to walk 10,000 steps. 6,000 is not enough. If I walk 10,000 steps a day, I'm good for the rest of the day, until night usually. If I walk 5,000, it's not enough. I get up in the morning, I got to get functioning first to try to get walking. And that's the hardest part of the day. I even need help putting my pants on. That's how bad the sciatica is. But you're right, walking does help, but it doesn't improve it for me like the next day and the day after. Like if I did it for a month straight, 10,000 steps, you would think that you would get up in the morning and be okay sooner or later. It's just not true with me. 60 people on here, 72 thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Let's see. Renee Jimenez says, do I hear wedding bells? Never mind, it's the door. Michael L says the corticosteroid shot will last about 6 weeks. And somebody told me it lasts about 6 months. It's 6 months for them. It depends on the person, I think. Jimbo L got laughing symbols on there. Herman says, understood, Steve. Now that I think of it, my wife's sister works in a pharmacy over there. Probably a good question for her too, LOL. Canine Companion, I go through pain management, 2 sessions of steroids, and 1 session of burning the nerve endings. Rinse, repeat every 6 months, but it does help. It's interesting. I am going to be talking to probably a pain management specialist, or they're going to probably send me for the operation, and I'm not totally sure what's going to happen. We'll see. God willing, I can get this thing fixed sooner or later, because it's killing me. Michael L says, what is scary is when one mentions a common medicine and the pharmacist never heard of it. Yeah, it happens quite a lot over here. Let's see, we're up to about 78 minutes, guys, and my voice is starting. You're hearing me. I'll finish up here in another couple of minutes here. But we're 63 and 77 thumbs up, and we will be on here next week probably, guys. Probably about a 90% chance I'll be on here next week. Philip Massey, holding high values in a society is only way, in my opinion, to make it better. Philippines will lose more than gain by softening their values. I agree on that. If they focused on education, they would become great. That's a problem over here, is the education. I do agree with it. They don't, kids can stay out of school for a day or two and they don't even ask questions, or a week. In some of the schools, it's almost like they don't care. I think they need to work on that a lot more. Chris Heron says, be careful, anti-inflammatory steroids cause cataracts. Let's see. Daisy Spaz says, Dickie Spaz says, hello, Steve, Sinfuls, and everyone else. Hi, Dickie. We're just about ready to go off. You're coming on here a little bit late tonight. K9 Companion says, gotta go. Great live, Steve. Thank you. And Sinful says, thanks for the good chat tonight. I too want to go to bed, coming done with the grunge and so exhausted from traveling. And Sinful says, thanks, Dickie. And we're gonna call it quits now, guys. But God bless, guys. Take care, and I wish you guys the best this weekend. Take your vitamin C and D3, guys. God bless, guys. Take care.